Hare Krishna, dear devotees. It's our honor to welcome each and every one of you to today's Bhaktivinoda Thakur Bhajan Utsav. As you all might know, today is the appearance day of our beloved Acharya in our parampara, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. As it was mentioned in our Sunday feast class, he's the actual Acharya who has He's the pioneer who has started the Krishna consciousness movement after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, left the planet. So it's only fit that we celebrate his appearance day in such glory. ISKCON Portland's devotees are going to sing a set of beautiful bhajans written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur over the course of 3 hours. So please join us and sing along. Some of the bhajans, as requested by devotees, we'll be sharing the screen. Or else you can please check out KK songs for their meaning. Before we start, it's only fit to hear about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's glories, this superhuman grihasta that we all aspire and look up to, being a hugely grihasta community, at least here in ISKCON Portland. Rather than making something up, I thought it would be nice just to repeat what Acharyas and other exalted devotees have written in glorification of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So I'm going to read an excerpt of Bhaktivinoda Thakur regarding his life. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had appeared in 1838 and left this world in 1914, is a prominent preceptor Acharya in our succession of spiritual masters and disciples coming from Lord Krishna. He was a pioneering spiritual leader, a householder, a magistrate working in colonial India under the British rule, a prolific preacher, writer, and poet. He wrote volumes of books reintroducing the pure teachings of Lord Chaitanya at a time when those teachings had practically become lost. He composed hundreds of devotional songs glorifying Krishna to uplift the consciousness of the suffering people of this world. It is said that, I remember Mother mentioning that he wanted to get a Bengali version of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and it took him like a huge amount of time. How long? You mentioned it once. It took him almost a year to find a Bengali version of Chaitanya Charitamrita in Bengal. So all glories to his successor, Srila Prabhupada, that it's so easily available here. Even in Portland, we have 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada. He corresponded with philosophers, theologians, leaders, scholars, and professors of his time and sent books, including the life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya, to university libraries in foreign countries, planting the seeds for a worldwide movement of Krishna consciousness. I don't know how many of you have got the opportunity to see Abhay Charan. Now that our beloved, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj is no longer with us, I honestly request each and every one of you to take this opportunity, if you haven't already seen, or if you have seen, to re-see Abhay Charan series. In that, there's a particular scene wherein a person working in colonial India, a white-bodied gentleman, he mentions to Bhaktivinoda Thakur how his book has even reached libraries in Canada successfully, all over the world. He was mentioning Cambridge and even Waterloo. So yeah, all glories to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur discovered and excavated the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. Along with his devoted wife, Bhagavati Devi, he raised 10 children, including the illustrious Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, how he discovered and excavated the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, it said that one day he was in that part of West Bengal, in Mayapur, on some work, and he apparently saw some light emanate from a certain place. He's like, I have to go and investigate it. And when he did that, he had a feeling, and he's like, I am not qualified enough to confirm this. And the only person I know who's qualified enough right now is my Shiksha Guru, who is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So he had him come all over. And Jagannath Babaji Maharaj was extremely old. It said that his disciples had to carry him in a basket. That's how old he was. But the minute he was placed there under the neem tree where Lord Chaitanya had appeared, say 500 years back then, he leaped out of the basket and jumped and danced in ecstasy. So thereby confirming that that indeed was the place where the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared. And we go on to mention how Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 10 children. So this goes to show that having children shouldn't be an excuse for devotees not to come to temple, not to continue their sadhana strongly. For us, it's easier said than done, but I'm just saying that we can always inspire, we can always aspire, and if we desire like the slightest bit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will grant it. All we have to do is that. So, Jai. So one of his illustrious children, as we read, was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who would become a great spiritual leader in his own time and the spiritual master of ISKCON's founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Above all, Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught devotion to Krishna by his personal example. His life story, excerpted below, demonstrates a tremendous amount of courage, character, and perseverance in the face of many difficulties, and gives hope to those of us who may be wondering just how to find the time to serve Lord Sri Krishna, his holy names, and his devotees in our ever so busy lives. In many ways, aspiring devotees of Krishna today owe a significant debt to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur for charting the course and laying the foundation for the modern day Krishna consciousness movement. Once he looked out from his window across the river towards the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a vision that people from all nations would soon come together in harmony through the blissful chanting of the holy names of Krishna in Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. His great-grand disciple, Srila Prabhupada, who humbly and fearlessly spread Krishna consciousness to the far corners of the world through it, significant that he was born in 1896, the year Thakura sent copies of the life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya to universities across the ocean. That was the only period in which 3 acharyas were present here on this planet. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and our beloved Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, there's a chronological order of the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I want to continue sharing that, but the bhajan that we have chosen today as the first bhajan is a beautiful bhajan called Gopinath. This bhajan called Gopinath. I think the one we're going to recite today is the second one. It's called Gopinath Mama Nivedana Suno. Oh Gopinath, please, oh please hear my nivedan, my request, my plea. It's a beautiful 8-stanza bhajan. So maybe we should get started with reciting the bhajan and share its meaning. And if we have some more time left, we can go on reading and hearing about him. Or if some bhajans were to stop a little earlier, I can continue reading. So thank you all so much for participating through Facebook Live, through YouTube, and here through Zoom. Hare Krishna. I think we'd like to share the bhajan so all of you can see and recite. It'll just take a moment. If you'd like to see it yourself, please go on to KP Songs or your Vaisnava songbook. It's called Gopinath Mama Nivedana Suno. And it's here. I hope all of you can see it. Mama Nivedana Suno, Mama Nivedana Suno, Gopinath, Mama Nivedana Suno. Vishayi Durjana Sadaka Marata, Vishayi Durjana Sadaka Marata, Kichu मम निवेदन सुनो मम निवेदन सुनो गोपीनाथ अमर बरस तुम्ही अमर बरस तुम्ही तुम्हारा चरण लुयु शरण तुम्हारा चरण लुयु शरण तुम्हारा किंकर आमी अमर बरस तुम्ही अमर बरस तुम्ही गोपीनाथ कि मुनीषु दिवे मोरे कि मुनीषु दिवे मोरे नजरी भक्ति कविजड़ मदिरा हरि भगति कविजड़ मदि पुरिचि संसार गोरे मुनीषु दिवे मोरे कि मुनीषु दिवे मोरे गोपीनाथ सकली तुम्हारा माया सकली तुम्हारा माया नहीं बाबा बला ज्ञान सुनिर्मल नहीं बाबा बला ज्ञान सुनिर्मल स्वादिराना के काया सकली तुम्हारा माया सकली तुम्हारा माया गोपीनाथ नियत चरणे स्थान नियत चरणे स्थान मगे पमर कांडिया कानिया मगे पमर कांडिया कानिया गुरु है गुरु नदाना चरणे स्थान नियत चरणे स्थान गोपीनाथ तुम्ही तो सकले पारो तुम्ही तो सकले पारो दुजनी तारी दे तुम्हारा सकती जुर्जाने तारी दे तुम्हारा सकती किया जे पापीरो आरो तुम्ही तो सकले पारो तुम्ही तो सकले पारो गोपीनाथ तुम्ही कृपा परवारा तुम्ही कृपा परवारा जीवेरा करणे आसिया प्रपंचे जीवेरा करणे आसिया प्रपंचे लीला कोयले सुविस्तारा तुम्ही कृपा परवारा तुम्ही कृपा परवारा गोपीनाथ आमी के दोषे दोषी आमी के दोषे दोषी असुर सकल पाइलो चरण असुर सकल पाइलो चरण विनोद ताकिलो बोसी आमी के दोषे दोषी आमी के दोषे Dosi Gopinath, 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 you are my only hope, you are my only hope. I have taken shelter of your lotus feet. I have taken shelter of your lotus feet. I am your eternal servant. You are my only hope. You are my only hope. Hey, Gopinath. Mama nivedana Suno. Now let's read the translation. O Gopinath, Lord of the Gopis, please hear my request. I am a wicked materialist, always addicted to worldly desires, and no good qualities do I possess.
O Gopinath, you are my only hope, and therefore I have taken shelter at your lotus feet. I am now your eternal servant.
O Gopinath, how will you purify me? I do not know what devotion is, and any materialistic mind, and my materialistic mind is absorbed in fruitive work. I have fallen into this dark and perilous worldly existence.
O Gopinath, everything here is your illusory energy. I have no strength or transcendental knowledge, and this body of mine is not independent and free from the control of material nature.
O Gopinath, this sinner who is weeping and weeping begs for an eternal place at your divine feet. Please give him your mercy.
O Gopinath, you are able to do anything, and therefore you have the power to deliver all sinners. Who is there that is more of a sinner than myself?
O Gopinath, you are the ocean of mercy. Having come into this phenomenal world, you expand your divine pastimes for the sake of the fallen souls.
O Gopinath, I am so sinful that all the demons have attained your lotus feet. Bhaktivinoda has remained in worldly existence.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki,
Jaya.
his humility ki. We requested all the devotees to share why they chose this particular bhajan. That way, other devotees also can establish some sort of relatability to different bhajans. Some devotees mentioned that bhajans are the sar. Madhava was mentioning the gateway. Or I was going to say that bhajans are the sar meaning nectar or essence of the entire spiritual scripture. So all we have to do is just learn bhajans. It's more than enough. We don't have to read all these books. No, we have to. But I'm just saying, the essence of all our messages are here in these bhajans. So the reason I like this bhajan in particular, I chose this bhajans because I can relate so much to it. I have my beloved deity, Unni. So this is a humble request that I can sing to him. And I don't know about you, but almost all the Gopinath deities I have seen in my life, they're so gorgeous, and they have this very attractive quality. And also we learn about the three Prayojana, Sambandha, and Abhidaya. And we learn that attaching or wanting to serve him, Prayojana is to Lord Gopinath. So this is why this bhajan is one of the most interesting bhajans, or one of my most liked bhajans. So we start usually, as ISKCON devotees, we start all our programs by reciting which bhajan? Jaya Madhava. So now we have Gauri and Keshav here to sing their favorite bhajan, which is Jaya Madhava. Gauri, on to you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. This is one of my favorite bhajans, and it's a bhajan that I've been learning and singing and listening to since my childhood. And I've been singing it almost every day, and it's a bhajan I've really grown up with. So it's always like my favorite bhajan to sing. And also, as you said, Madhvi Didi, this is a bhajan that is recited like before the beginning of every program, every class, every lecture. So I'm so excited to be singing it today to begin the bhajan fest. So I'm just gonna start now. translation. I'm going to read it now. Krishna is the lover of Radha. He displays many amorous pastimes in the groves of Vrindavana. He is the lover of the cowherd maidens of Vraja and the holder of the great hill named Govardhana. He is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the delighter of the inhabitants of Vraja, and he wanders in the forests along the banks of the river Yamuna. Hare Krishna.
Hey Krishna, Gauri, thank you so much for the wonderful bhajan. Just looking at the KK song itself at the end, there is remarks or extra information given. Prabhupada was very fond of this bhajan and sang it before the lectures, as he mentioned. And the one particular pastime of Prabhupada given here is in Allahabad and Gorakhpur, Srila Prabhupada fell into a trance after singing the first two lines itself. And after some time, came back to his external consciousness and said, now just chant Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada said, this song is a picture of Vrindavan. Everything is there. Srimati Radharani is there, Vrindavan is there, Govardhan is there, Yashoda Maya is there, and all the covered boys. So this beautiful bhajan. Thank you so much, Gauri, for giving, for singing and making us at least get a bit into that particular pastime of that mood. Thank you so much. So I'll just display the schedule we have. We have 2 minutes to 10. I'll just display the schedule so that everyone knows. So we have now Ananya Mataji going to sing Bhuliya Tomare. And then next should be Kabe Sri Chaitanya More Koribena Doya by Radhika Priya. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan by Gopal. That, and then Tumi Sarveswareswara will be sung by Tulsi. Then we have Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Jiva Kori. That will be Arpana. And then Mama Mana Mandire will be sung by Shrikar. Gaye Gaura Madhura Sware, 9:30. Will be sung by Joshita. Then Jiva Jago Gaura Chandra Bole will be sung by Sanvi at 12. And 12:15, the last bhajan will be sung by Vaisnava Thakura by Shivani. This is the schedule we have for today. So hopefully everyone can stick on to this time schedule and not go overboard. Right? And yeah, where is Sundari? Jamuna, puline. Oh yeah, sorry, 12 o'clock. Jamuna, puline by Sandini. So hopefully everyone can stick on time. Thank you so much for participating in this particular event. Ananya Mataji, you can maybe start now, Mataji. Stop sharing.
Yes, thank you very much, Prabhuji. So Hare Krishna to everyone. So I will just want to say this, that why I choose this song, because there are so many Bhaktivinoda Thakur's bhajans which are very beautiful. But when I just choose this one because it's just, I think it's the story of most of the souls which come to this earth and forget about the Supreme Lord, and just they are indulge themselves in the Maya, and then at the end, in the old age, they just think what to do now. So this is a very very heart touching, and that's why I just want to present this song. So thank you. And Narottam Vilas Prabhuji, if you want to share the song, then it will be like, thank you. Hari Om, Hari Hari Om. Bhuliya Tomare Samsare Ashiya Nana Vidho Batha Bhuliya Tomare Samsare Ashiya Nana Vidho Batha Tomaro Charone Ashiya আছি আমি, বলিব দুঃখের কথা, তোমার চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি, বলিব দুঃখের কথা, ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া, বেদনা বিধ ব্যথা, জননী জঠারে ছিলাম যখন, বিষম বন্ধন পাশে, জননী জঠরে ছিলাম যখন, বিষম বন্ধন পাশে, একবার প্রভু দেখা দিও মোরে, একবার প্রভু দেখা দিও মোরে, বাঞ্ছিলে দীন দাসে, বাঞ্ছিলে দীন দাসে, ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া, বেদনা বিধ ব্যথা, তখন ভাবিনু জনম পাইয়া, করিব ভজন তব, তখন ভাবিনু জনম পাইয়া, করিব ভজন তব, জনম হইল পড়ি মায়া জালে, জনম হইল পড়ি মায়া জালে, না হইল জ্ঞান লাভ, না হইল জ্ঞান লাভ, ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া, বেদনা বিধ ব্যথা, আদরের ছেলে স্বজনের কোলে, হাসিয়া কাটানো কালো, আদরের ছেলে স্বজনের কোলে, হাসিয়া কাটানো কালো, জনক জননী স্নেহেতে ভুলিয়া, জনক জননী স্নেহেতে ভুলিয়া, সংসার লাগিল ভালো, সংসার লাগিল ভালো, ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া, বেদনা বিধ ব্যথা, ক্রমে দিল বালক হইয়া খেলিনু বালক সহ আরো কিছু দিনে জ্ঞান বুঝিল আরো কিছু দিনে জ্ঞান বুঝিল পাঠ পড়িয়া হরহ পাঠ পড়িয়া হরহ ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া নানাবিধ ব্যথা বিদ্যার গৌরবে ভ্রমি দেশে দেশে ধন উপার্জন করি বিদ্যার গৌরবে ভ্রমি দেশে দেশে ধন উপার্জন করি সজনে পালন করি এক মনে সজন পালন করি এক মনে ভুলিনু তোমারে হরি ভুলিনু তোমারে হরি ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া নানাবিধ ব্যথা বার্ধক্যে এখন ভকতি বিনোদ কাঁদিয়া কাতরতি বার্ধক্যে এখন ভকতি বিনোদ কাঁদিয়া কাতরতি না বুঝিয়া তোরে দিন বৃথা গেল না বুঝিয়া তোরে দিন বৃথা গেল এখনো কি হবে গতি এখনো কি হবে গতি ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া নানাবিধ ব্যথা তোমার চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি বলিব দুঃখের কথা তোমার চরণে আসিয়াছি আমি বলিব দুঃখের কথা ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া নানাবিধ ব্যথা And the translation goes on like this.
I forsook you, O Lord, and came to this world of pain and sorrow. Now I submit my tale of woe at your lotus feet. Well, while sit in the unbearable fetters of my mother's womb. What is it? I saw you before I saw you before me. You revealed yourself but briefly, and then abandoned this poor servant of yours.
At that moment, I sought to worship you after taking birth, but birth came, and with it the network of worldly illusion which robbed me of all good sense. Next.
As a floundered son in the lap of relatives, I passed my time smiling and laughing. My parents' affection helped me forget the pangs of birth, and I thought the world was very nice.
Day by day I grew and soon began playing with other boys. Shortly my powers of understanding emerged. I read and studied my lessons incessantly.
Traveling from place to place, proud of my education, I grew wealthy and maintained a family with undivided attention. Oh Lord, hurry, I forgot you. Now in old age Bhaktivinoda is sad, he weeps. I failed to worship you, O Lord, and instead passed my life in vain. What will be my fate now?
Thank you, everyone. Hari Bol.
Thanks, Mataji. Thank you so much for singing a wonderful bhajan. Such a melodious way. Thank you so much. And as Mataji said, we can all relate to this in one way, who are practicing devotees to that particular bhajan. Hopefully, everyone, if possible, is fasting till 12 o'clock on the occasion of appearance of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur as one of our acharyas in the Sampradaya. Fasting till 12 and then making the fast at 12. So we have Radhika Priya online, ready. We can do a wonderful bhajan, and she's going to sing a very different bhajan, Kabe Sri Chaitanya More, koribena doya. Thank you so much, Radhika Priya. We look forward to hearing from you. Hare Krishna.
नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते. Hare Krishna. I'll be singing a Kabe Sri Chaitanya More from the Kalyana Kalpataru of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Kabe Sri Chaitanya More, koribena Kabe Sri Chaitanya More, koribena Translation. When will Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu show his causeless mercy to me by allowing me to attain the shade of the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas? When will I be able to give up this false ego which is so deeply engrossed in sense gratification? And when will I be able to properly honor the associates of the Lord? I will stand before the Vaishnavas with folded hands, a cloth binding my neck, and a straw in between my teeth, sincerely awaiting their order. Weeping and weeping, I will understand the real nature of this abode of misery. I will beg for relief from the blazing fire of this material world. Hearing about all of my miserable sufferings, the Vaishnava Thakur will submit an appeal upon Lord Krishna on my behalf, unto Lord Krishna on my behalf. By the prayer of the Vaishnavas, the all-merciful Lord Krishna will then become compassionate towards such a sinner as me. Bhaktivinoda's prayer unto the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas is that please be merciful and take this worthless person into your association. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity or possibility to serve all of you this morning by singing this bhajan. I actually chose to sing this bhajan today as it is one of my favorite bhajans of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, and it reminds me of the feeling of or attitude of service and respect I should always strive to harbor towards the dear devotees of the Lord. My wonderful scriptures, they repeatedly sing the glories of the most compassionate Vaishnavas and put extreme emphasis on the fact that the service of the Vaishnavas ultimately pleases the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. There is a beautiful verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's from Antya Leela 16.60 to 61. भक्त पद तुलिया भक्त पद जायला भक्त भक्ति अवशेष दीन महाफला ए दिन से बहायत कृष्ण प्रेम हाया पुनः पुनः सर्व शास्त्र पुकारिया काया. And in this verse, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he writes that just by rendering service onto the dust of the feet of a devotee, the water that has washed the feet of a devotee, and the remnants of food left by a devotee, one can attain the supreme goal of ecstatic love of Krishna just by serving these three items left by the devotees of the Lord. What to speak of the merciful, extremely merciful devotees themselves? All the scriptures, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes that all the revealed scriptures declare the wonderful exalted position of the pure devotees of the Lord loudly again and again in this way. Also, in the Nectar of Devotion, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rup Goswami, he has stated the 5 most prominent kinds of devotional activities or Panchanga Bhakti from the total 64 limbs of Bhakti. And those are reciting Mathura, the holy Dham, worshipping the deity of Lord Krishna, reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, serving a devotee, and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And therein, Srila Rup Goswami, he says that these activities themselves are so potent that even a small attachment to any one of these 5 items can arouse devotional ecstasy, even in a neophyte devotee. Or it can make even a beginner devotee become extremely attached to the lordships and their devotional service. And one last verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.11.25 from the discussion of Lord Krishna and Uddhava states, Satsangalabhaya bhaktya mahimamsa upasita savi me darshitam sarve anjasa vindate padam. In this wonderful, most beautiful verse, Lord Krishna himself states that one who has obtained pure devotional service by association with my devotees always engages in worshipping me. Thus, he very easily goes to my abode, which is revealed by my pure devotees. And in this bhajan, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura wonderfully teaches the mood of service, of respect, of prayer one should always have towards the devotee, and this is a quality I'm trying to cultivate. I feel that my life or existence, it would be extremely null and dull and void without the mercy of the dear devotees of the Lord, the Vaishnava Kripa. And somehow by all of your mercy, I'm starting to understand that whatever opportunities I have been given to become a devotee or come closer to the lordships has been given to me only by the causeless mercy and magnanimity of the lordships and their dear devotees, which is why I humbly beg all of you to please, please, please keep me in the service of the lordships and their dear devotees. And also, please forgive me for any of the offenses or aparas I may have made towards you, either knowingly or unknowingly, through my manasa vacha karmana. Please, please, please forgive me and bestow upon me, this fallen, extremely insignificant servant of yours, your blessings and prayers for my progress, advancement in both my material and spiritual life. And thank you all once again for giving me this opportunity, especially Premrupa Madhavi Didi and Narottam Vilas Prabhuji. वंचिकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रील निताय सच्चिदानंद भगवान जी की जय. श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय. श्री वैष्णव ठाकुर की जय. श्री गुरु परंपरा की जय. श्री गुरुदेव की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंद. Also, on this day, Srila Gopal Krishna Maharaj also has not been in the best of health right now. He also has got the COVID-19 virus. So please pray for him. I beg you all to please pray for him. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Adhika Priya. Thank you so much for the wonderful bhajan. And excellent realization. I wish I had that kind of realization. I don't. I pray at your feet that may I get some devotion by following you, by at least getting a percent of what you have realized. Thank you so much for singing and amazing, wonderful realization, bhajan. Thank you so much. So we can see our beloved Lord Shri Chaitanya. We don't have to wait till 1 o'clock to have the darshan. They are broadcast live on Mayapur TV, and we are seeing our beloved, wonderful Lordships, Shri Chaitanya, Mayapur TV. Please log on to Mayapur TV. They are online 24/7. Whenever the darshans are open, we can always have the darshan. We're trying to. That's how wonderful they are. They have come to us now. So trying to bit clear pathway, a bit more things. Hopefully, we can see a bit more clearer darshan. But I just want to share that Prabhu has done a lot of things, and Paman Prabhu, they worked tirelessly for this. We sincerely thank them for all their efforts. Thank you so much. So we had 10:29 and 10:30. We have the next bhajan is by Nadiya, Godrume, Nityananda, Mahajan by Gopal. Jaya. So I'll stop sharing, and Gopal, please go ahead. Thank you so much for, and Ram as well. Thank you so much for your service. I think you're muted, Ram. We can't hear you. Or we can't. Looks like you're unmuted, but we can't hear what you're saying.
Haribol?
Yes.
Haribol. Now can you hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to share bhajan on the screen?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll start by reading the translation and just saying very quickly why I picked this bhajan, and
Sure.
then we'll sing the bhajan.
Yeah.
I'll read the translation first. So, in the land of Nadiya, on the island of Godrume, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name, meant for the deliverance of all fallen souls. O people of faith, O people of faith, by the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these three requests of you. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and teach others about Krishna. Being careful to remain free of offenses, just take the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life. Giving up all sinful activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. So the reason I picked this bhajan is because just in these 4 very short verses, I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur is he's condensed the process of Krishna consciousness just down to 4 very short verses. So like in the second verse, he is saying that we need to chant Krishna, we need to worship Krishna and teach others about Krishna, which is exactly cornerstone of Krishna consciousness. And then in the third verse, he says to be free of offenses, and then Krishna is your father, Krishna is your mother. And then finally in the fourth verse, he says, carry out all your duties in relation to Krishna. So my feeling was that in these verses, he's very concisely capturing the essence of Krishna consciousness movement. So that's why I picked the bhajan. So yeah, now we'll sing the bhajan. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achinam Hata Jive Karan Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achinam Hata Jive Karan Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achinam Hata Jive Karan Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achinam Hata Jive Karan Shradhavan Jan Hai 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 Shradhavan Shradhavan Jan Hai Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achana Mata Jive Karan Nadiya Godrume Jaya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharmasa Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achana Bhaja Jive Jago Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achana Bhaja Jive Jago Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Pati Achana Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanande.
Hey Krishna, thank you so much, Ram and Gopal, for the wonderful, energetic, melodious kirtan. Really appreciate your service. Thank you so much, both of you. Now we have Audience Tulsi singing another wonderful bhajan for Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And thank you so much, Tulsi. Please, love to hear from you now. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, happy Bhaktivinoda Kids Day.
Hey.
Thank you, Radha Prabhu and Favorite Madhava Mataji, for giving me this opportunity to serve all the Vaishnavas and especially Bhaktivinoda Thakura on such an auspicious day. So the bhajan I want to sing is Tumi Sarveswareswara. It's from Sharanagati, it's Gopinath Varna song 4. And the reason I chose this bhajan is actually because I first heard this a couple years back. Didn't really understand the meaning of it, but I really liked the melody. And then a couple more years passed, and then I actually read the lyrics and the translation. And it's such a beautiful translation, so let me just read it right now. So, number 1. O youthful son of the king of Raja, you are the lord of all worlds. According to your will, creation and destruction take place in the universe. According to your will, Lord Brahma creates, and according to your will, Lord Vishnu maintains. According to your will, Lord Shiva destroys, and according to your will, Maya constructs the prison house of this world. According to your will, the living beings take birth and die, and according to your will, they meet with prosperity and ruin, happiness and sorrow. The tiny soul bound up by Maya, vainly struggles in the fetters of worldly desire. Without your sanction, he is unable to do anything. You are my only protector and maintainer. Except for your lotus feet, there is no other hope for me. No longer confident of my own strength and endeavor, I have become solely dependent on your will. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is most poor, and his pride has been leveled. Now, in accordance with your will, he lives and dies. So the reason I selected this bhajan is because of how beautiful the translation, or how beautifully the translation mentions how Krishna is our only protector and he's our only maintainer. And to think, and even in the world that we have today, it's extremely dangerous. We think about all the things that have happened within the last couple of months with COVID-19 and some other, many other things that have happened in the world. It's just so important to remember that Krishna is always the one who is protecting us and always the one who is maintaining this whole universe. Nothing happens without his mercy and nothing ever happens without his will. And I think it's always important to remember that we are tiny little insignificant beings that are controlled by the modes of material nature and Maya especially. And so it's important to remember that Krishna is our only savior. And so that's why I specifically love this bhajan so much by Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Jaya, thank you so much. Tulsi, thank you so wonderful kirtan. I remember the first time I heard this was in the temple. You sang. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much for the wonderful kirtan and expressing your realization and the reason why you chose it. Thank you so much, Jai. So now we have Arpana singing another bhajan. I remember Harilas Maharaj singing this in a very in a new pumping tune. So very excited for this particular bhajan. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Jiva Kori. Right? Okay, so I'll just share a screen, the translation you wanted, right?
Krishna, yes.
Okay.
So we'll start with the translation of this bhajan, and I'll quickly go over why I chose to pick it and why this bhajan inspires me. So the translation. Out of compassion for the fallen souls, Sri Krishna Chaitanya came to this world with his personal associates and divine abode to teach Sharanagati, the goal of surrender to the Almighty Godhead, and to freely distribute ecstatic love of God, which is ordinarily very difficult to obtain. This Sharanagati is the very life of the true devotee. The ways of Sharanagati are humility, dedication of the self, acceptance of the Lord as one's only maintainer, faith that Krishna will surely protect, execution of only those acts favorable to pure devotion, and renunciation of conduct adverse to pure devotion. The youthful son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Krishna, hears the prayers of anyone who will take refuge in him by the sixfold practice. Bhaktivinoda Thakura places a straw between his teeth, prostrates himself before the two Goswamis, Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan, and clasps their lotus feet with his hands. I'm certainly the lowest of men, he tells them, weeping, but please make me the best of men by teaching me the ways of Sharanagati. So this bhajan, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Jiva Jago, Kori, is the introductory bhajan into the series of bhajans that Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakura wrote on Sharanagati, which, as you all know, is the process of surrender. And it wonderfully lays kind of the framework and the guiding principles of this Sharanagati process. You know, it talks about humility, dedication of self, kind of these like guiding principles that are important in this process. And also, when I think of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think of just this unprecedented joy and enthusiasm by which Mahaprabhu and his associates spread the love of Sri Krishna, this process of surrender, which, like the bhajan says, was such a groundbreaking thing to witness. Like previously, something like this would be very intimate. It was a secret of all secrets. It was very difficult to obtain. And now through this process of Harinam Sankirtan, so many people, regardless of their background, where they've come from, are able to take part in this Sankirtan, to be able to understand, hopefully, the process of surrender, and also to engage in chanting the names of Lord Hari. And also just about Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself. Through his own example, he was able to show how he persevered and how he demonstrated a tremendous amount of courage through adversity, and how he understood so intimately this process of surrender and inspired so many to take this path with this collection of bhajans. And also on a personal note, I chose this bhajan because it was something that I grew up listening to and really loved before I even kind of had an awareness of what the bhajan was talking about. It's something that I always enjoyed hearing, especially Agnidev Prabhu's rendition of it growing up. So it's always been a part of my childhood, and I'm excited to be singing it with you all today. So, Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, jive doya kori. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, jive doya kori. Swaprasada Sri Rama, Sahabatari. Saprasada
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Hare Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki Sri Harinam Sankirtana ki Nitai Gaura Premanandi Haribol. Thank you everyone. Thank you Kamerupa Madhavi and Narottam Das Prabhu for this wonderful opportunity. Hare Krishna everyone.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for that melodious, wonderful kirtan, as usual, we'd say. Thank you so much, Jai. So we have Shrikar singing another melodious, all the bhajans are melodious, of course, wonderful. Mama Vana Mandire. So yes, we have Shrikar online. Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hey Krishna, yes, we can hear you. Great. Do you want me to share the screen, the translation? Do you want
that would be great, Prabhuji. Yeah, I'll start with the translation first.
Okay.
So yeah, Hare Krishna everyone, and thank you so much Narottam Das Prabhu and Kamerupa Madhavi Mataji for giving me this opportunity. I guess let's start with the translation from Mama Mana Mandire. Please abide in the temple of my heart both day and night, O Krishna Murari, O Shri Krishna Murari. Devotion, love, flower garlands, and sandalwood, please accept them, O delighter of the heart. In life or in death, I worship you with these offerings, beautiful one, O enchanter of the heart. Come, son of Nanda, and then, O son of Nanda, I will offer your arati ceremony with the lamplight of my love. The waters of the Jamuna hill cascade incessantly from my eyes in your separation, O holder of Govardhana hill. May I pass my life absorbed only in songs of your praise, O Krishna Murari, Shri Krishna Murari. So the reason why I chose this beautiful bhajan is because we can clearly see how much love and devotion Bhaktivinoda Thakur has when he's writing this translation, when he's writing this bhajan. For example, in life or death, I worship you with these offerings. Jivana marana tava. In life or death, he doesn't care about himself. He's so selfless. He doesn't expect anything in return, right? Something very important we learn in Krishna consciousness is to not think about ourselves when serving Krishna. And he's a prime example of that. In life or death, doesn't matter whether I'm living or whether I'm dead, where my soul is, whether I'm in the spiritual world, whether I'm in the hellish planets, as long as I'm serving you, O Krishna, as long as Krishna is satisfied, he'll be satisfied. I worship you with these offerings. Which offerings? Bhakti, Priti, Malachandan, devotion, love, flower garlands, and sandalwood. So he's offering in Bhakti, Priti, Malachandan, he's offering everything he has, devotion, love, flower garlands, and sandalwood. Please accept them, O delighter of the heart. So, O delighter of the heart, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is continuously, as a poet and as a writer, he's continuously thinking of new ways to praise Krishna. And I think that's really beautiful. His poetry is amazing. Please abide in the temple of my heart both day and night. We have a temple in our heart. Krishna's in our heart. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is so pure, so he's able to do that because he has nothing in his, he's not contaminated whatsoever. But I am so extremely contaminated. So in order for Krishna Murari to be within my heart, I need to let go of all that contamination. Come, son of Nanda, son of Nanda. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is referring to Krishna as the son of Nanda. And he might be referring to son of Nanda in this particular bhajan, but in other bhajans, he refers to him in many different versions of his rasas with Krishna. So it's really beautiful to see how much of an intimate relationship he has with Krishna. The waters of the Yamuna the waters of the Yamuna river cascade incessantly from my eyes in your separation. Separation. The most exalted devotee of Krishna, Srimati Radharani, is the embodiment of separation. So if Bhaktivinoda Thakur is exhibiting this amount of separation from Krishna, we can only understand how exalted he actually is. So we need to take him as an inspiration. And when we're singing this bhajan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we should at least try to have at least a fraction of the amount of separation which he has when singing this bhajan. So Hare Krishna, everyone. Let's sing Mama Mana Mandire. Mama Mana Mandire Rahanishi Din Krishna Murari Shri Krishna Murari Mama Mana Mandire Rahanishi Din Krishna Murari Shri Krishna Murari Bhakti Priti Mala Chandan Bhakti Priti Mala Chandan Bhakti Priti Mala Chandan Tumi niyo he niyo Chittanandan Tumi niyo he niyo Chittanandan Jivana Marana Tava Pujani Vidan Jivana Marana Tava Pujani Vidan Sundara He Manahari Sundara He Manahari Krishna Murari Shri Krishna Murari Krishna Murari Jaya Krishna Murari Yeshonanda Kumar Nanda Kumar Yeshonanda Kumar Nanda Kumar Habe Prema Pradite Arati Tomar Prema Pradite Arati Tomar Prema Pradite Arati Tomar Nayana Jamuna Jarayani Bar Nayana Jamuna विराहे गिरिधारी तुम्हारा विराहे गिरिधारी कृष्ण जया कृष्ण मुरारी कृष्ण मुरारी श्री कृष्ण मुरारी वंदन गण तव बाहु जीवना 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 कृष्ण मुरारी जया कृष्ण मुरारी कृष्ण मुरारी जया कृष्ण मुरारी मम मन मंदिरे रहन शीरीन कृष्ण मुरारी जया कृष्ण मुरारी कृष्ण मुरारी जया कृष्ण मुरारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जया निताय सचिनंदन निताय सचिनंदन निताय सचिनंदन गौर हरि जया प्रभुपदा जया प्रभुपदा जया गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jaya. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you so much, Shika, for that wonderful kirtan. We have so many talented Krishna congregation. I think it's a wonderful bhajan for the pleasure of our lordships. Thank you so much, Shika, once again for your service. Next kirtan, next bhajan is Gaye Gaura Madhura sware. And I believe that's Joshita. Oh yes, this is Joshita.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Jai, do you want me to share the screen, bhajan? Okay, just give me a minute. Okay. You want the translation first, or?
Yes, translation first, Prabhuji. Okay. So we'll start off with the translation. Text 1. Lord Gaurasundara sings in a very sweet voice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whether you are a householder or a sannyasi, constantly chant Hari Hari. Do not forget this chanting, whether you are in a happy condition or a distressful one. Just fill your lips with the Harinama.
You are bound up in the network of Maya and are forced to toil fruitlessly. Now you have obtained full consciousness in the human form of life, so chant the names of Radha Madhava. Your life may end at any moment, and you have not served the Lord of the senses, Hrishikesha. Take this advice of Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Just once, relish the nectar of the holy name.
So the reason I chose this bhajan is because Bhaktivinoda Thakura points out the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lords in whatever varna you're part of and in whatever state of mind you're in. And whenever I hear or read this phrase, just chant the Lord's name in whatever state of mind you're in, it's when the time comes when we're in a distressful time, it's hard to chant the Lord's name blissfully. We tend to question the Lord, question him, why is this happening? Why are you doing this? And we tend to forget all the good things the Lord has provided us in our own individual lives. So this bhajan of Bhaktivinoda Thakura is a reminder call for me that, anything can happen anytime. And it's best to try to relish the holy names of the Lord by chanting and always serving the Lord and his devotees. So, Hare Krishna. I'll continue with the bhajan. Gaye Gaura
Thank you so much, Aniruddha and Joshita, for that wonderful kirtan, wonderful bhajan. Thank you so much. So now we have Sanvi, I believe, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole. And the beautiful girl. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jaya, you want me to switch the translation first? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lord Gauranga is calling. Wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up, sleeping souls. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? You have forgotten the way of devotional service and are lost in the world of birth and death. I've descended just to save you. Other than myself, you have no friend in this world. I've brought the medicine that will wipe out the disease of illusion from which you are suffering. Take this Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura says, I fall at the Lord's feet, having taken this Maha Mantra. So I'll just quickly share why I chose this bhajan. I chose this bhajan because, first of all, I like the melody of this bhajan, and also because it shows that how Bhaktivinoda Thakura is trying to express, is how he's trying to spread the message of Krishna consciousness to to other fallen souls. And in the translation, it explains that, he is translating Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message, saying like, you'll never be alone in this material world because Krishna will always be as an eternal friend for you. And we always want that one person who will always be there for us, no matter what, and who we can always count on. And so he's reminding us that, Krishna will always be there, so don't worry. And it also explains that, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought this medicine for us to get out of this material suffering. And obviously, if someone is sick, or if we are sick, we will take medicine, or we will give that person who is not feeling well medicine. And so if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us medicine to get out of this material suffering, since we are sick our whole life here, then obviously we will take it, and we shouldn't miss this opportunity. So through this bhajan, it really expresses how much love and devotion Bhaktivinoda Thakura has for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it shows that, he's ready to sacrifice anything, including even his life, for fallen souls to get liberated, for fallen souls like us to get liberated. And if we could just grasp some of his qualities, or just a little bit of that devotion, then we would be the most fortunate people in the world. So this bhajan is a reminder to show us that, Krishna is giving this message, or this medicine, for us to get liberated from this world. And that's the most valuable thing, for free. So why waste it? So thank you, Madhavi Mataji and Narottam Vilas Prabhu, for giving us this opportunity to sing on this auspicious day, and singing with all the other devotees. Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole, Gopanitra Jaya Maya, Pisachira Kole, Jiva Jago.
Sachinandana Gaura Hari Nitya Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Vaisnava Thakur Jaya Vaisnava Thakur Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva 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 Jaya Gurudeva. Hare Krishna.
Hey Krishna Sanvi, thank you so much for the bhajan. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your service. I'm sure Srila Thakur will be very pleased by offering. We have now Sandini singing another melodious, wonderful bhajan, Ami Jamuna Puline. Jaya. Thank you so much, Sandini. Would you want me to share the translation? Do you want to read off the screen? Okay.
So, Prabhuji, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. I would like to tell everyone happy Vaishnava Thakur Appearance Day. And I will first like to thank Narottam Vilas Prabhu and Prem Rupa Madhava Mataji for this opportunity. And I will start off by reading the translation. Oh, Saki, my dear girlfriend, what have I seen today? In a Kadamba grove on the banks of the Jamuna, a beautiful blackish boy holding a long flute, Vamsi, is seated upon a throne of jewels, performing his pastimes as the king of all transcendental mellows. Situated upon the 8 petals of the jeweled altar is Sri Radha and Sri Hari, surrounded by their attendants, the 8 chief gopis. There, Krishna performs his amorous pastimes, which are just like a waterfall of nectar. By singing sweet songs and by dancing nicely, all the gopis satisfy the treasured divine couple. Thus, I am beholding Krishna's pastimes with his beautiful female consorts expanding throughout the splendorous forest. For the sake of the mellows of such pastimes, I will not go to my home, but I will instead enter into the forest, renouncing all shyness due to fear of family members, just worship the Lord of Vraja. This is the humble submission of Bhaktivinoda. So Haribol. So the reason I chose this bhajan was because it beautifully explains the pastimes of Radha and Krishna more. And it goes into in depth about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and how beautifully on the altar, how much love and devotion Lord Krishna has for Radharani. And like that love and devotion, it's so powerful that the Lord has the same amount of love and devotion for his devotees. And it shows here, it says like in the last translation that the Lord won't go home without like satisfying his devotees. And so it really like invokes a more devotional and devotee aspect when you think that the Lord like is not willing to separate himself from his devotees. And so we have to connect with the Lord, we have to show that same like sincere attitude, and that's really in depth of what this bhajan beautifully goes into. So that's why I've chosen this bhajan. Ami Jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu saki aja. Ami Jamuna puline kadamba kanane kerinu saki aja. Shama Vamsidhar Tara Ashtadala Pari Shri Radha Shri Hari Ashtasaki Parijana Tara Ashtadala Pari Shri Radha Shri Hari Ashtasaki Parijana Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kehiri Sakhiya Ja Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kehiri Sakhiya Ja Tara Sujita Nartane Sab Sakhi Gane Tara Sujita Nartane Sab Sakhi Gane Tusi Chayugal Dana Tusi Chayugal Dana Thakur Krishna Leela Hari Prakriti Sundari Krishna Leela Hari Prakriti Sundari Vichari Jai Shobhavane Vishalila Sobhavane Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kirino Sakhiya Ja Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kirino Sakhiya Ja Ami Gara Na Jaibe Vana Prasibe Ami Gara La Jaibe Vana Prasibe Olila Rasa Tara Olila Rasa Tara Amityaji Kula Laji Braja Bhaja Raja Vinoda Minath Kara Amityaji Kula Laji Braja Bhaja Raja Vinoda Minath Kari Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kehirino Sakhiya Ja Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kehirino Sakhiya Ja Amar Shama Bansidari Maniman Chopari Ama Bansidari Maniman Chopari Karanila Rasa Raja Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kehirino Sakhiya Ja Ami Jamuna puline Kadamba Kanane Kehirino Sakhiya Ja Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Vaishnava Thakur, Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Vaishnava Thakur, Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hey Krishna, thank you so much, Sandini, for the beautiful bhajan you sang, for the dear lordships, and for the appreciation of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
we have the last bhajan for Bhajan Utsav, another by Shivani. And what a wonderful transition. Sandini ended by O Vaishnava Thakur, and Shivani is going to sing O Vaishnava Thakur, the bhajan. Thank you so much, Shivani. You want me to display the translation?
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Okay, it goes.
O Venerable Vaishnava Thakur, O ocean of mercy, be merciful to the servant of yours, and purify me with the shade of your lotus feet. Your lotus feet I humbly hold.
Please control my 6 passions, rectify my 6 faults, bestow upon me the 6 qualities, and offer unto me the 6 kinds of holy association.
I do not find the strength to carry on alone the sankirtan of the holy name of Hari. Please bless me by giving me just 1 drop of faith with which to obtain the great treasure of the holy name of Krishna.
Krishna is yours, and you can give him to me, for such is your power. This wretch is simply running behind you, crying out, Krishna, Krishna. The reason why I chose this bhajan was because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur very beautifully glorifies his spiritual master, and he also describes without a spiritual master you can't reach Krishna. Like in the last verse, it says, Krishna is yours, and you can give him to me, for such is your power. This wretch is simply running behind you, crying out, Krishna, Krishna. O he Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Edase Karuna Kori. O he Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Edase Karuna Kori. Jaya sada hai amaya tumara charana dhori. Priya pada jaya sada hai amaya tumara charana dhori. Jaya Vegaloni, Jaya Dosha Shodi, Jaya Guna Devodase, Jaya Vegaloni, Jaya Dosha Shodi, Guna Devodase, Jaya Bhakta Sangha, Deho Hai Amara, Boshichi Sangera Ashe. Jaya Sangha Sangha, Deho Hai
Tumi kripa kori Shraddha bindu diya Jaro Krishna nama gaye Krishna se tomara Krishna dite bharo tomara sakhathiya Krishna se tomara Krishna dite bharo tomara sakhathiya Ami tu kangala Krishna Krishna boli Daita pache pache Ami tu kangala Krishna Krishna boli Daita pache pache Oh Krishna Thakura Gaya Rasagara Edase Karuna Kori Krishna Thakura Gaya Rasagara Edase Karuna Kori Diya Pada Jaya Sada Hai Amaya Amara Charana Dori Diya Pada Jaya Sada Hai Amaya Amara Charana Dori Krishna Thakura Gaya Rasagara Edase Karuna Krishna Thakura Rasagara Edase Karuna Diya Pada Jaya Sada Hai Amaya Amara Charana Dori Diya Pada Jaya Sada Hai Amaya Amara Charana Dori Thakura Gaya Rasagara Edase Karuna Kori Krishna Thakura Rasagara Edase Karuna Kori Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Jai. What a wonderful family. Thank you so much, all three of you. You trio. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I would like to appreciate all the kids who and all the devotees who participated in the bhajan for sticking to the time schedule. I really appreciate and thank you so much. And we can see the Aarti of beloved lordships on time instead of going overboard. But thank you so much again, Shivani, Sukhi, and Subbu for the wonderful bhajan. Thank you so much. Jai. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur Bhajan Mahotsav ki Jai.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all the devotees that are chanting Narottam Vilas Prabhu Prem Rupa Madhavi Mataji for the idea of the bhajan kirtan gathering. That was very nice. I think Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would appreciate the new generation's commitment to chanting the holy name. That's wonderful. So let's appreciate all the devotees that have chanted, as well as the organizers with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari
Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
We have to figure out how to do the Hari Bol online. So without, Narottam Vilas Prabhu will see the Arthik through the tab here, or devotees can go through Mayapur TV as well. So you can see this, and you can also see throughout the day Mayapur TV for the artis that occur at the temple. And so, the important thing is for today, there's going to be a lecture by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. Please join. It'll be about Leela. It'll be part 2. So join for that. And I think announcements were made about praying for the well-being of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, since he's hospitalized with COVID. But apparently he's doing okay from what we understand. But please pray for him. There are other very nice devotees, including Ujjwal Prabhu's brother, who are ill acutely in the ICU. So please remember them in your prayers as well. Okay. Any other announcements that I've forgotten? So we'll have Arthik now. Who's supposed to sing today for the Arthik? Do we know?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'll be singing Arati.
Okay. So please proceed. Sorry for taking up your time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Asya Jajashatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachachadeshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Sankirtan Yagna ki
Jai.
Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai,
Jai.
Gurudev ki Jai,
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Should I begin?
Maybe give a minute, William.
Okay, sure, yeah, no problem.
Pujari should be here. I mean, okay, a moment. If you do Harinam, please go ahead, and once Pujari comes, you can do Rasamarti.
Okay, so when they come, I'll start Narasimha-arati, that's fine.
In the meantime, we can do Hare Krishna mantra.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Namaste Narasim Haya, Namaste Narasim Haya, Prahlada Prahlada Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatanga Nakalani Shilatanga Nakalani Ito Narasimha Bhagavato Narasimha To Narasimha Bhagavato Narasimha Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimha Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimha Bahir Narasimha Hridaya Narasimha Bahir Narasimha Hridaya Narasimha Narasimha Mahajan Sharanam Prapadya Narasimha Mahajan Sharanam Prapadya
Bhavakarta Kamala Mare Nakam Adbhuta Shena Andarita Hiranyakashipu Anumbringa Ishavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Avakara Kamala Mare Nakam Adbhuta Shena Andarita Hiranyakashipu Anumbringha Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Narasimhadev 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 Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev 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 Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Naira Hare Naira Hare Naira Hare Jaya Naira Hare Jaya Naira Hare Naira Hare Naira Hare Jaya Naira Hare Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Vaishnava Thakur Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Vaishnava Thakur Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Srila Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Shri Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki Jai. Jai Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Narahari ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki Jai. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to chant on the auspicious appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Thank you, everyone. I miss you all so much.
Jaya, thanks so much, William, for the wonderful singing so beautifully with so much sincerity. And we miss you too. We will miss you at the temple. Miss your singing at the temple for sure. Absolutely. Hopefully, once this gets over, we can travel back and forth.